Welcome to Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I'm a board-certified music therapist, author, and expert on how to use music to relieve stress fast. This podcast is sponsored by McConnell Music Therapy Services, Inc., where they believe in the power of music to transform people and communities. Based in Northern California, their board-certified music therapists support people of all ages and abilities within hospitals, schools, corporations, and communities using music experience to connect, express, and de-stress. Visit them at mcconnellmts.com or their Facebook page, McConnell Music Therapy. This episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold is also sponsored by Dr. Nisi, trainer and certifier of master and executive coaches, because she believes every person, every relationship, every business, and your finances should be extraordinary. Find out more about Dr. Nisi Moore and the Life Coaching Institute at www.drnisi.com. That's DRNEECIE.com. Hello and welcome to another episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. It's so great to be with you and I'm so glad you're here. Just a quick word about next week. Next week, I am hosting the Stress Elimination Summit Recovery Edition. It is a 5-day free online summit on Facebook for busy working professionals who are in recovery to teach them how to become more stress resilient so you can heal the past, so that you can create a future that's inspiring and that you can conduct yourself in the present in a way that's powerful. So if you or someone you love is a person in recovery from addiction, you're going to want to check this out. There are 28 different speakers, some New York Times bestselling authors, phenomenal experts who are going to help you protect yourself from relapse in this new year. So check it out at stresseliminationsummit.com. That's stresseliminationsummit.com. I can't wait to see you there. I'm so excited about this event. Okay, let's just say that when I launched this podcast back in May, I had no idea how relevant it would be come January 2021. I might have had rose-colored glasses on, but I really hoped my podcast wouldn't be needed come the new year. I hoped that somehow, by that point in the far-off future, life would be better, and my work simply wouldn't be needed. How wrong I was. There is even more need for this podcast today than there was when I launched it. After the events of January 6th, the world in the United States seemed to get a lot darker. So I thought about what was the absolute opposite. What would that be musically? And if I was tasked with writing an anthem to hope in my instrumental style, well, this track, Eternal Light, is that anthem. It is the musical equivalent of my mantra, find the good and focus on it. My friends, these times create tremendous opportunity to master our focus. I learned this when my daughter fought and ultimately lost her life in the ICU over 99 days. I learned that as her daddy and patient advocate, I could either focus on the blessings of each day or the disasters. It was up to me. Ultimately, the sheer intensity of her situation required me to master my focus on a daily basis. And her blog that I wrote at bellasblessings.com continues to be a written testament to the mantra, find the good and focus on it. So on this historic day of all days, that is simultaneously filled with hope, fear, anger, and loss, let us find the eternal light in ourselves and in each other. And remember, we are ultimately all cells within the same universal body. We really are one. And that one is eternal light. So sit back, be uplifted, and even moved to dance. And I'll see you on the other side. Thanks so much for checking out this episode of Reduce Your Stress with Tim Ringgold. I've got a couple of resources for you, which you can find in the show notes or you can listen to right here. So check it out. If you enjoy the sound of my voice and you enjoy the sound of my guitar, imagine them put together. Go to sonicrecovery.com and take your very own relaxation vacation, where I take you out of the stress of the present moment and back in time to a time when you felt happy, healthy, safe, and sober, and then walk you through that memory so you can bring back those feelings into the challenges you're facing today. So go check that out. It's at sonicrecovery.com. If you're a healthcare worker in recovery, check out the Music in Recovery Self-Care Guide for healthcare professionals that I created just for you. That's at hcp.sonicrecovery.com. And if you're a healthcare worker and you'd like more information about how to help your patients use music, you can check out the Music Medicine Guide that I created just for you at musicmedicineguide.com. Lastly, if you enjoyed the pod and you haven't done it yet, would you just take a minute to rate and review it? It really only takes about 60 seconds, believe it or not, and it would go a long way to help us make more people know just how good this pod is, particularly for healthcare workers and their stress. Thanks again. See you next time.